Hey, what's good guys, Mr. Games here, back at it again with another video, and I figured I'd do something a bit special to ring in the new year, and what better way than to do a tour of my room, or as I call it, the game room. So anyways, without further ado, why don't we just go ahead and get right into it. And so here it is. This is where all the magic happens. Yep, this is basically it for right now. It's not much in terms of what I'd want, but it's probably a lot to some people, and it certainly is a lot to me since I remembered starting off with virtually nothing. But enough of soppy stories. Why don't we just go ahead and get started with the PC, probably like the masterclass of all consoles. Could you call a PC a console? I personally would. But anyways, yeah. So, in case you can't tell, this is the desk I use for all my Amiibo unboxings. And in case you're wondering, what I do is I just take this and just put it on the ground, but, well, I'm not going to put it down now. Yeah, so, is it a pain to do that? Yes. Why do I keep doing it? I don't know. Just do it because it's easier. Don't like changing that method, but, yeah. Also, since I know some people are pretty into PCs, unfortunately, I can't tell you the specs of this PC. I believe it has a 2060 GP. I don't know. I let my friend choose all the parts for me, and I just went along with it, and it ended up only being around $1,500 in total. So make of that what you will, but it is a good PC. It runs games pretty well. I'm having a blast playing games like The Witcher and Minecraft, and that's pretty much it. Moving on. Over here is another familiar sight, the Amiibo shelf. Well, 2 out of 3 of them, but yeah, this is where I put all the Smash Amiibos currently right now, and in terms of elevation, I use styrofoam, pretty cheap to use, and I just cut it up and stack it, and yeah. This isn't all the Smash Amiibos, obviously. I'm missing a good amount. I think 20 of the currently released ones. I still don't, like, of course I don't have the ones like Richter, Dark Samus, and all the ones that currently haven't been released or even confirmed to have Amiibos, but as it's coming along right now, it's definitely really starting to add up. It's currently the center point of my collection, if you ask me, but I do have, I do plan on getting more of these. I'm just waiting to find good deals because I am not paying $75 for Chrom female, so, no, Corrin female, sorry. I'm not going to spend, what's it called? $75 just to get Corrin, but female, so I'm going to try and do some deal hunting, but, yeah, so, moving on, of course, this is just a simple, nightstand with Mimikyu. So yeah, anyways, moving on to another center point of my collection is my console setup. So, in total, I think I have 7 consoles. I have a Xbox One S, PlayStation 4 Slim, Nintendo Switch, an original Xbox, a Wii, an SNES, and a PlayStation 2. I do want to get more, but of course, this isn't exactly a big TV stand, so I could probably get 2 more consoles in total before I'd have to consider at least getting a new TV stand. But as it stands right now, no pun intended, I got virtually all the consoles I want right now. Of course, I still want to get a Dreamcast. I definitely want to get a 360 and, of course, a PlayStation 3 one. Actually, no, don't ask me what consoles I want. I want all of them. But yeah, so anyways, they're all, like, and just because it's a fire hazard, I don't currently have the SNES and the Xbox One currently connected to, like, currently plugged in, just because, I don't know if you can see, but that's a cable nightmare. But anyways, yeah, and it's all connected to this beautiful 48-inch TV, which I had to mount on the wall just because I really could not fit all the consoles I had at the time. So yeah, so anyways, continuing on is a display case. This is just the cheap one you get at IKEA, and you know, it's funny, when I originally got this, I got it because I was planning on putting in a lot of figures, and I technically have a figure with the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition figure, but I ended up just putting in pretty much a lot of Pokemon plushes just to fill up space for the time being, and unfortunately, when you kind of fill something up with random stuff, you forget that, like, you kind of don't start paying attention to it and trying to add on to it. I certainly want to get more collector's editions. I definitely want to get the, at least the God of War, Atreus and Kratos statue at least, and I would like the Cyberpunk one, but I'm not going to spend the money on that yet. So that probably just means I'll never get it, but yeah, so I will say this, if you're going to start collecting, start with plushes. They aren't too expensive per se, and they fill up a lot of space. But yeah, so of course on the top it's just a bunch of random crap. I got my Smash Bros. Posters. One was a pre-order bonus at GameStop, and the other one I got when I did a demo at Best Buy, and that was really fun. Yeah, like, they were weird shaped, unfortunately, but of course I love them. They add a lot to this corner of the room. Moving on, I just got a mere tall dresser, just filled with filled with clothes and whatnot. But here is probably my favorite part of the room. Like, it's my game area. So, to start off, let's go with this one. This is really new, actually. Not this shelf, though. This I've had for, like, a long time, but this is, like, new in terms of in my room, but as it stands right now, it's mostly just filled with, like, it was originally just going to be a handheld game shelving unit, but unfortunately, as you can tell, I don't necessarily have a lot of handhelds, but what I do have, I like, and in order to fill up the space, I just doing random crap. You can see this is a Doom 3 original Xbox exclusive, and I have the King of Fighters 96 for a Japanese Saturn. I don't know why, but I got it. But this is probably my favorite part. It's all my games. Starting off, we got all my 3DS, which I own most of them. A couple of them are my brother's boxes. I don't have Fossil Fighters, Fire Emblem Awakening, and that's it. I kind of have every other game. However, that's not the same with the DS section, because unfortunately, around the time I started getting into video games, or getting into mainstream video games, if you know what that means. By that, I mean, you know, your Kirby's and not your licensed games. I didn't really have much, so I'd say this one, 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 this one. You can't tell real quick. Let me just focus. This one. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Yeah, actually, just a lot of them I don't have. Thankfully, my brother just lets me use his cases, and it adds weight to my room. I want to get all the games currently displayed, at least at some point, but for right now, they're not the focus of my collection, so I'm willing to take some time getting them. And actually, I don't even keep most of the DS games in the boxes. I keep them in these, so one's a DS game case and the other's a 3DS game case, but yeah, and same can be said with my Switch collection, and they're mostly just held in here for travel reasons. Typically I play on the go, so I usually like keeping something like this, but yeah, so moving on though, probably a new baby of my collection is my Vita. This is the model 1000, so it's the beefier one. But this screen is so beautiful. I love it. I got it for about $150. It came in almost mint condition. The only thing I really could notice was that it has a couple of small little dings on the back, and what else? It does have a screen protector, but otherwise it is pretty much new. And it runs perfectly. It has a good battery life. Only a 4 gigabyte memory card, but you know, I don't really need much right now. I plan on getting most of my games physical, even though I heard that you want to get a lot of them digital. I just go ahead and get them physical because, as you can see, I'm a collector of physical games and I like having it. And why did I get a PS Vita? Literally just because of Persona 4 Golden. I'm a huge fan of the Persona series, and I really wanted to play Persona 4 Golden, but I was kind of just waiting to pull the trigger on getting a Vita first. And thankfully got it for a good deal for what I ended up getting. This was about $30, and it's pretty much new. I don't know if it comes with a manual, but mine didn't. But that's fine. I don't really care about the manual per se. It's currently in here, but yeah. And funny story, when I was at the store getting it, I thought to myself it'd be ridiculous to go ahead and get a PS Vita just for one game. So what do? I get another game. A Persona 4 dancing game. I don't even play a lot of rhythm games. I just got this because Persona, and I felt too weird just getting one game. Do I have a problem? Probably, but you know what? I don't care. I have 2 PS Vita games. As long as I can get at least 100 hours from both of them, I'll count it as being, focus, worth it. And down here is just like my 4 mangas and all my Pokemon VHS tapes. Unfortunately, I don't have the Destiny Deoxys one, so I do need to get that eventually, but that's for another day. Anyways, moving on, of course, is my console games. Starting off at the bottom is all my SNES games, and thankfully, my dad, who originally had the SNES, kept a lot of the boxes for his games, so I got most of these here and these ones here. I'm glad I managed. In fact, the only game I actually ended up getting, like, literally all the games I have, including these two, are all, sorry, just give me a second, are literally all hand-me-down games, with the exception of Donkey Kong Country 2, which I managed to find for a really good deal. Box isn't great, but I don't really care. The packaging wasn't in great condition, so I think it was cheaper for that reason, but I still am glad I managed to pick this one up for, I think it was only $20-ish. It was a really good deal, so thankfully I managed to pick that one up. I definitely love Donkey Kong Country. I definitely want to get a lot more games on the SNES if I can ever find them, but as it stands right now, it's not it's not a focal point in my collection, but yeah. Moving up here, it's a very barren shelf. I do have my 2 3DSs. I have a DS, but I can't find it. I'm pretty certain I lent it to my brother, but so it's my original 3DS, which is just a standard black one that is pretty beefy, actually, of a handheld. And then after a while, since that one just kind of started quitting on me, or it stopped kind of being useful, I ended up picking a DS, like the new 3DS, and this thing I have so many hours in. Like, I have at least over 1,500 hours just games, so definitely worth the upgrade for going to a new handheld. But besides that, there's not much on the shelf besides a single PlayStation game. Spyro gets the honor of being my first PlayStation 1 game. Unfortunately, I want to get more, but it's kind of hard to find. Or the ones I'm trying, I haven't really started collecting for them. I literally got this maybe a week ago, so I'm just waiting to see what else there is. But moving on, my small but very steadily growing PlayStation collection. Yeah, so of course I got my PlayStation 4 games. I ended up picking up some PlayStation 3 games. Why did I get PlayStation 3 games when PlayStation 4 isn't backwards compatible and PlayStation 2 can only play PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games? I don't know. I just thought they were cool. But, yeah, so definitely I'm going to need to get a PlayStation 3 one of these days just to play The Last of Us, because, I mean, it was $15, and I could get the remastered, but I want to play this one. And I got Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, which I haven't heard great things about the PS3 version, but I'm a Tales of Symphonia nerd, so of course I had to get it. And then my four PlayStation 2 games, which are Dragon Quest VIII, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy X, and 10-2. Yeah, it's definitely not a big collection of PlayStation games now, but it was definitely bigger than it was definitely before the holidays. It literally was 4 games. It was Dragon Quest, Kingdom Hearts, Persona 5, and Spider-Man. That was it. But now, it's pretty big. And of course, over here, I just have like my 2 things I did to just make the shelf look bigger. It's Slime Plush that was stupidly priced because I got it for like, I'd like to say about $30. I thought it was bigger, but I like it. It's nice quality. But I also got a Joker pop. Why did I get a pop figure? Because it's Persona. I don't care who you are or what you say. If it's Persona, I will buy it. And that's what I plan on doing. In fact, I even plan on getting the Persona 5 Royal Phantom Thief of Hearts edition, just because it's it's only $90 and it comes with a lot of stuff I would freak out over. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with just a regular game case. I'd have to buy that for probably just the case on its own at some point. But moving on, though, is my Xbox collection. Once again, not much. Most of these Xbox games are actually from my uncle, since he originally owned the Xbox, the original Xbox. Yeah, so most of these I have to thank to him. I do got some good classics. I got Halo 2, Half-Life 2, The Simpsons Hit and Run, which this I have so many hours of just playing, just because it was just so fun to drive around and crash cars. Yeah, I definitely love those. And then compared to that is my very small Xbox One collection, because unfortunately Xbox does not really have any exclusives. It's just better buying them for PlayStation. But so yeah, if you ask me when I'm on the side of the team or mom when it comes to console wars, I'd say PlayStation. But that's not my favorite console, my favorite company when it comes to video games. That's Nintendo. And starting off is my GameCube games. And can I just say, right now as it currently stands, I lucked out because I can perfectly separate my original GameCube games with my greatest hits games. Unfortunately, if I choose to get any more games up here, that's it. I need to get, I can no longer have this perfectly separated, different shelf unit for stuff like this. But yeah, so of course there's some good games there. I definitely want to get a lot more GameCube games, because this used to be my brother's console. I think there's a trend, I have a lot of hand-me-down consoles, but since he was the one who originally had the console, he has a lot more what's it called, licensed games, rather than stuff like your Mario Sunshines, your F-Zero GXs and whatnot. But that's just something for me to have to look for one of these days. But yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty good of a GameCube collection. I definitely have a lot I really want, but as it stands right now, I definitely like it. Moving on, of course, is my Wii section, which definitely has a lot of good games I really want. Definitely there's more I want to get. I'll tell you this right now. My 2 most wanted games are actually my No More Heroes 1 and 2 for the Wii. Unfortunately, nowhere has them. I don't know why, but well, yes, I know why. It's because they're collector's games, and everyone wants some, and they're now $100 each. But besides that, though, I have a lot of good games. I got Tales of Symphonia Dawn of a New World. So I got Twilight Princess, not Skyward Sword yet. Need to get that one. And I don't really have a lot of Mario games. Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of gaps in my collection, but those are kind of fun just because I need to keep searching to find them. And then aside from that, it's just my very small Switch collection. I really need to grow, desperately, but no games are really for sale right now. They're all still $60, unfortunately, so maybe once they start kind of going down, I'm just going to raid stores for as many games as I can find. Up here, though, is my Nintendo Switch box, and normally this wouldn't even be displayed, but it's the Odyssey edition, so I just think the box looks cool, so I keep it around. And yeah, And of course, if you recognize this is the Loot Goblin Amiibo box, but unfortunately I have no, like, but I kept the box compared to like all my other Amiibos ones just because it's such a different box compared to them. And it was easier to keep because you didn't have to tear apart the cardboard from the plastic. It's not very crowded, like it's a crowded shelf, but there's not really much on here just because I don't really have much I need to add. And same here, it looks pretty spaced out, but it's not filled, if you'd ask me. I got some stuff here that I guess makes up space. I got my Game Boy, I got my Nintendo 3DS, new 3DS XL box, and that's kind of it. There's nothing really too crazy, but anyways, moving on from these shelves, let's go to the hanging shelves. Starting here is my very, very massive Kirby plush collection. Yeah, I remember when I was in middle school, this was definitely my big project, and I really like how it is now. I want to get more, but video games, so yeah. Anyways, I definitely will say that this, I would not get rid of, even if I choose to have to expand that shelf of Amiibos down here. I would probably just move those over to one of those shelves over there, here even, but yeah, so, but speaking of Amiibos, more of them. These are actually all my non-Smash Bros. Amiibos, just because I want to space them out, and as you can see, it really isn't anywhere as big as that beast over there, but I definitely really like this. I have a lot of the ones I want right now. Still want to get a couple. I still want to get Solaire. I really want to get the Metroid Amiibos. I really want to get that Box Boy Amiibo when it's cheaper, but yeah, I really do like how it's coming along now. I really like how everything's turning out. It's not much. It really isn't. It isn't all the stuff I want, but it's really starting to come along the way I wanted to. I remember when there literally wasn't anything here. It was literally just a, nothing really, but now I've filled it up with a lot of stuff, both of some of my brother's empty, like, old games, some of my games, some of my dad's, my uncle's. I have a lot of what I want now. Definitely really want to expand more, but I think as it stands right now, I am really happy with how it's coming out. And yeah, that's really it. I don't think there's any more of my room I need to show off. So yeah, I guess I'll end the video here. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And I hope you guys have a great new year. Stay tuned.